Lady D, D-Man.
Here we go.
Come and chat with Lady D and D-Man Mob. Open up your ears, get this top verbal blog with the #1 team who's trying to reach the stars. Have you wanted like a fiend? Can't get it, you a star. Conversation with me, baby, you're bound to stay up. Conversation with me, baby, we don't give a word on the news and whatever. Hit the pavement, laughing at these fools, chat with Mob Entertainment.
Mob Entertainment. BCM, Infamous Lady D. Infamous Lady D online.web.com.
Come and chat with Lady D and D-Man Mob. Open up your ears, get this top verbal blog with the #1 team who trying to reach the stars. Have you wanted like a fiend? Can't get it, you a star. Conversation with me, baby, you're bound to stay up. Conversation with me, baby, we don't give a what up on news and whatever. Hit the pavement, laughing at these fools, chat with Mob Entertainment.
Mob Entertainment.
Yeah, it's Lady D and D-Man Mob.
D-Man Mob. D-Man
Mob Entertainment.
BCM.
All day, baby, all day.
Hey everybody, welcome to Chattin with Mob Entertainment. I'm Infamous Lady D.
And I am D-Man Mob. How are you all doing out there today? Today is March the 10th, 2019.
Everybody, we really appreciate you all tuning in with us today. And we have a lot of information to provide you guys with today.
Share some more good old news for you all today, like she said. So, what do you want to start with first?
You have to start with the T. So,
What do you got?
well, it's so much still going on, but I think I want to start with the Jussie Smollett with the 16 felony counts. I did hear about that.
Yeah.
But, I know you researched into that a little bit more, so you can explain that to him, what's going on.
Well, he was, he had 16 felony counts that he had against him by a grand jury. And we all know that was because he lied to local police, you know what I'm saying? About it. Hey, he was attacked. He made it seem much more than it really was. I'm thinking that's the reason for the 16 felony counts against him. But I'm thinking that some of them was kind of put on top of each other. Because if I lie to you today and if I lie to you tomorrow about the exact same thing, that's still one lie, still one officer. But I think they charged them as two different times, so two different things, giving them chances to tell the truth. So you don't tell me the truth today, you don't tell me the truth tomorrow, or the next day. That's 3 different counts. So that's what I'm thinking. It goes up to 16. So it's not looking real good for him. But in law, I guess you can say it has to be blind. So if it's a precedent for one thing, then he would have to have the exact same thing that happened to him. Something similar, right? Question about it though. He lied to police. Just police, local police, not anything, big time or whatever, just lied to police. Yeah, granted, the lie was messed up, and it really got, I guess you can say, political with him saying that the guy said that this is MAGA country, right? So, my question is, what about all the politicians that lie on a daily basis? What about those that have, some of the lies that they've told is much, much higher, and he's facing, time in prison for lying to police. That I see. And they go on with it for years and years and years. We'll just say Hillary Clinton and her email thing. Did she lie to Congress? Did she lie to somebody? Congress is much higher than local police, right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Not only him. There's plenty of people.
As I've always said, first of all, know your rights. Know the difference between statutes, policy, and law. So that is what he is dealing with. And it just seems like they are taking this opportunity to pretty much railroad this dude.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't have 16 counts. He just, he's an actor. You know what I'm saying? He put together this little skit, which people do that all the time. But, to make it seem like he was being attacked and all of that. That was a little far, you know. But is it really 16 crimes that he committed? Yeah. And then not only that, the people that's involved besides him. Now these men that supposedly attacked him, that he hired, are they being charged? Because they did take the money and agree to, you know, acting out this little scene. So they should be getting as much time as he's getting, because they were all in it together. But like I said, you gotta know the difference between what's legal and what's lawful, what's really going on and what's really taking place. And at the end of the day, this could just be a distraction for us.
Yeah, what else is going on?
Because they do this all the time. They create these situations to get the public, you know, in an uproar and get us in our feelings, and we're not even paying attention to what's really going on behind the scenes. So keep in mind, this man is an actor. Everybody knows that. So who was he hired by to pull this off, and why?
Yeah, congressmen lying for a living. They lie for a living. They tell, and not only that, I mean, they represent all these people. Jesse isn't, you know, he's not representing anyone but himself. So
that we know of.
Well, yeah, but you know, it's just not right what he did, but it's not right what they do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that they do,
it's okay.
It's a representation of our lives. You know what happens to us on a day-to-day basis. But they also said that, you know, well, the police man hours and stuff like that. But what about the FBI? You know, they have man hours and everything too, that they have to look into this, look into that. But who's paid off and who isn't? Because they do much worse, because they're lying for a Fortune 500 company or something like that. It doesn't matter. Everything's okay. You know? Everything's okay.
Well, with that, you all leave your comments below so we can get your thoughts and opinions on this situation as well. And we're going to move on to our next bit of tea. So, I'm going back to the R. Kelly situation. I haven't heard his interview with Gail. Is her name Gail King? Well, with Gail, I haven't heard it, but I did take out the time to listen to the interview with his two girlfriends. Now, if you've listened to it, then you already know what was said, what was going on in this interview. So this is what I took away from this interview. Now, mind you, before this interview even aired, last week, what did I say about this entire situation dealing with these young girls?
Something don't seem right.
All right. So now these girls have come forward to speak their piece. So what I took away from that interview is, for one, I don't understand why they got Gail to interview these girls. I questioned that. She interviewed the girls, she interviewed R. Kelly. I mean, it's more than one person who works at this news station. Why did it have to be the woman of color? And why does she have to be the one to go in and seem like she's the one who's cooning and she's the one who's, you know, you feel what I'm saying? Like she's against her own people. That's, you know, what it looked like to me, because even if you look at her lifestyle in the media, there has been rumors about her being with Oprah and Stedman and all of this going on. So who are you to come and question, you know, what's going on with R. Kelly and these grown women at this point? Because these were two grown women. Okay, so I questioned, why was she the one to even go and have these interviews? The other thing is, it's like her mentality kind of got a little screwed up, because the people, she quoted that these people said one thing, and then she took it a whole different way when she got around the Europeans or the Caucasoids to discuss these interviews. It's like, for instance, the girl's dad said that the girl used music to get over her hard time that she was going through, over this depression, and over the fact that she was going to kill herself. So she used music. So listening to music and singing is two different things.
True.
When Gail tried to make them seem like it was one and the same. When the girl said she didn't want to sing, her parents were forcing her to sing, but then she almost killed herself behind another guy. So she used music. That's what was in the medical records. So you're an intelligent woman. So how do you confuse the two? So I'm glad that they have this documented that she likes music. She used music to get over this situation. That's not the same thing as singing.
No, it isn't.
So I
can sing all day. You know, of course, that can be a form of music, but me pushing the sound and just listening and enjoying music is not the same. In a way, you're working. You know, when you're singing like that, you're working. You know, look at Beyonce. Yeah, she sings, but she works while she's doing it. She's not really just enjoying the music at the time. She's putting on a performance.
Yeah.
You know, so
maybe during the songwriting periods, her therapy or something. Maybe, I don't know, but I just look at that two different ways. Now, she wanted to pick apart R. Kelly, but she didn't pick apart these girls' parents. These people actually told you that they took their daughters to work with him. You get what I'm saying? These girls were 17 years old. They took their daughters to this man, knowing if it's been decades and decades of these allegations, then they already have in the back of their mind that this man is not fit to fool with.
Yeah, and I would say add to that, it would be more so, you would hear it more so in Chicago than whatever town USA.
Yeah.
You would know much more about it in Chicago.
But she didn't say, well, did you all think that was inappropriate? Did you all feel some type of way about that? No, they just wanted to pick this man apart. But their parents took them to work with this man. And then the girl was saying that her dad told her to tell him she was 18. And told her to take pictures with him for blackmail for later on. And that's exactly what I said last week. That these parents are sometimes behind what is going on with these girls and these older men, especially when they're from a lower class family.
In hopes to get some money in their hands in some type of way. So, yeah, you're right. That sounds like you were 100% correct on that one.
And also, the other thing about this, if your daughters have been gone for 4 years, why are you just now coming forward now? Why are these parents so involved in this situation now? If my daughter was gone the first 2 or 3 weeks or days, I would be concerned. You all haven't come forward till 4 years. These girls are grown women now. So what is it? What's in it for you now at this point?
Yeah, that's the same thing I would say about Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
What's in it for you now? So the precedent has been set that, okay, well, yeah, we can, I can get somebody for something 30, 40 years later. Like, we don't have what they call a statute of limitations.
Right. And if these people, I feel like if these people want to come forward after all of this time, then where is your proof? Prove to me, just like any other person who goes through a molestation or some type of rape, where's the rape kit? Make them do it. Since they want to come forward 30 and 40 years later, 5 and 6 years later, where's the rape kit? You have to have proof. You have to have a victim. These girls do not come across as being victims.
Yep.
Not if they're sitting here telling you they're in love with this man, they're not going nowhere, he gonna take care of them, they're good, their parents been know where they was, and all of this, that, and the other. It does not look like they're victims to me.
Yeah, because it says innocent until proven guilty. If you don't have any proof, how can you prove anything? He say, she say, always wound up to his side of the story, her side of the story, their side of the story, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. You can't, really figure that out.
Then Gail took it upon herself to say, well, it seems like they had rehearsed, or he was in the bag clearing his throat and giving them signals and all of this and that and the other. First of all, anybody who knows that they're gonna be in front of millions and millions and millions of people to do an interview, they know that this is gonna be a nerve-wracking experience. You got all these eyes on you. The night before, you're gonna be practicing on your questions and answers. You're gonna prepare yourself. So I don't understand why she threw that in there as well. Like, he probably did go through these questions and answers with them. Like, tell me what you're going to say. Because I don't want you to get on this camera in front of all these millions of people looking like a fool. So that's understandable. So I don't understand why she threw that up. Like I'm saying, she's throwing these people under the bus. And these caucasoids are just sitting here, and if this, that, and the other. But look at all these priests. Look at all these politicians who are behind all these sex trafficking rings, all this other stuff that's going on, but y'all are trying to drag this man. It's plenty of other people you could be dragging at the same time if you're gonna do it.
In Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein, how much time has he gotten for the exact same things, pretty much, that Bill Cosby was, behind? Or we can even go as far as saying R. Kelly as well. Because some of those girls, said that, hey, they were very young at the time. Right?
Exactly.
How much time is he getting?
Look at Hugh Hefner. He gets young girls on a daily basis to come live in the mansion with him. And they made a TV show about it. So everybody knows. And he is way older than R. Kelly. But nobody's talking about that.
Nobody talking about it.
Now, also, even behind, and right after these interviews, they come and pick the man up. The cops come pick the man up, talking about he owes $161,000 in child support. Where they do that at?
Well, they let you get $161,000 behind. But I go on to say with that, who do you owe child support to?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First of all, is it majority of his kids grown? Are all of them grown? In $161K? Y'all didn't notice that the first year he skipped?
Second?
The second year he skipped? The third year he skipped? Why all of a sudden now that they're trying to bring up some child support mess? All this to a head, to full circle. This is what I discovered from my reliable sources, is that what is really going on right now with R. Kelly is that he wants publishing rights back to all of his music. So that means if he wants the rights back, that means they have to pay this man for every single song that he ever made. That's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that they don't want to give him.
And everybody knows R. Kelly is the writer.
Exactly. And especially that one that you were listening to, that little scene, that little skit he was doing with like 30-something songs.
Yeah, trapped in the closet.
So that alone, honey, Bill Cosby was about to buy NBC. Keep in mind, Prince wanted his publishing rights back too. And you see where he is. So don't be distracted with the shenanigans that they put before you in this media.
You have to dig deeper.
Exactly.
To actually find the real truth.
So I just wanted to bring that to the table so you all will know. Because nobody is walking free for the last 15, 20 years. That was accused way back then, had evidence way back then, and has been free ever since, and now all of a sudden it's time to get charged for it? That makes no sense. And we don't know when you're dealing with the behind the scenes things that go on in the music industry. We don't know if that was a requirement. If these actual actions that he took in the past was a requirement for him to get where he is today as an artist. There's a such thing as the Illuminati, the Baphomet, and as you can see, majority of these people who are in the money are actually involved with these sex trafficking rings. So you don't know what sacrifices have to be made in order for you to reach a certain level. So if he didn't get in trouble in the past, that means that had to have been something that he had to do. And they want to put it out in the media like, okay, this is wrong, he committed a crime, blah, 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 blah. And the reality is that's not what's really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and we all kind of heard of what they call the director's couch. You know, we hear of it, but is it just lies or just hearsay, or does it stem from truth? You know?
Right. And even looking at Kanye, you know, I think that his mother's death was his sacrifice that he had to do.
Although we don't know that for sure, but
I mean, if you know what's going on behind the scenes, then you already know that was something dealing with that. And, you know, even with Bow Wow. Bow Wow was molested when he was a little boy. All of these little things that are happening is like it was required.
yeah. And then also you have all these people in the entertainment industry, we're gonna say Hollywood, that the men, they're not gay or anything like that, but they're wearing dresses, wearing female garments. You know, why is that a requirement for, you know, almost every man that's in the industry in some type of way have had on a woman's dress?
Yeah, in order for them to reach certain levels. You can become rich, but you can't become filthy rich. Mm-hmm. In this United States, if you're not making any sacrifices, these people give you this lifestyle. You understand? And those same people can take away this lifestyle. It's almost like saying they give you life and they can take it away.
Yeah, that's
So that's pretty much what's going on when these people realize that I don't want to be a part of this anymore. That's when it starts going downhill for them, because they made those sacrifices to be a part of this Illuminati cult or whatever.
Yeah, because this is one way that you know. The only people that you see is not the only talented people in the world. You see the exact same people in every movie, year after year. All the songs, they're the only people that's dropping songs that come on the radio, the only ones, but it's all type of music out there, what we call underground music.
Yeah.
But so that means those people aren't, you know, doing those things. So they're better. Some of them are better, but they don't have the shine. So,
right, and some of them don't want it. I mean, some of these people have been, you know, on that road to trying to be celebrities and famous and everything like that, and they've already been approached to make these sacrifices, and they chose not to. So not only do you have like underground rappers and underground singers, you also have underground movie makers, indie films, things of that nature. And that's the path that Tyler Perry was on. He was doing it all by himself, and then he was starting to get so high that they had to come and threaten this man. They burned down his studios 2 or 3 times. All of this to try to threaten him, because he was making his money all by himself without going through all of these processes. So they scared him into joining them.
And now you see them all in the videos and things like that all over the big screen.
Yeah, now he's in Hollywood films. And then, you know, if you go back to look at his career, he was saying he doesn't need Hollywood. Mm-hmm. He can do it himself. But they threatened him. That man did not want his family members coming up missing. You get what I'm saying? They burning down his studios. So understand what's going on here. And just like with Kanye right now, he made that sacrifice, and it's like now he's waking up. He's like, I don't want to be a part of this no more. So now it's becoming difficult for him to get out of this situation. Just keep that in mind, people. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
So anyway, in the other news, so we have Peter Thomas of Real Housewives of Atlanta, who got arrested one Friday evening at the Miami International Airport. And Dade County law enforcement said he was arrested on a warrant from Louisiana for allegedly writing fraudulent checks, and no bond has been set. Now, Peter Thomas is a 59-year-old and is the ex-husband of Real Housewives of Atlanta star and model Cynthia Bailey. Now, this is according to TMZ. Now, this, come to find out, after doing a little bit more research about this, it was only one check. So, but they were saying in the media that it was fraudulent checks with an S. Now,
yeah, we all learned in grammar school that meant more than one.
So supposedly it was only one $4,000 check. Now, the St. John the Baptist Parish District Attorney's Office told TMZ Peter resolved the matter after his attorney paid the guy $4,000. So because he squared away the debt, the DA office will not move forward with the case. Now, Peter is still in custody in Miami, but the DA is in the process of notifying the sheriff's office, and Peter will soon be set free. Peter stated the allegations were false and he had no doubt he'll be acquitted from any wrongdoing. Now, Keith A., which is the attorney that paid the $4,000 to the man, told TMZ that this appears to have been a very big misunderstanding on several people's part, and it was not a malicious intent on Mr. Thomas' end. And about this situation, okay, if he didn't write the check, which he said, you know, there was been some misunderstanding, whoop de whoop whoop. So why did the lawyer have to go pay this guy who never was mentioned, name never was given? Why did the lawyer have to go pay the $4,000 to the man? Now, if he's been, if he's been, you know, if the matter's been resolved and, you know, the debt has been squared away like they said, then why is this man still sitting in jail? And according to this information, the DA is wait a minute, let me make sure that I'm getting this right. The DA is in the process of notifying the sheriff's office. How long does it take someone to notify somebody?
And what type of a process is it?
Because I thought you could just, you know, pick up the phone, send a text, send an email.
You know.
You can't hold somebody in jail if there is no crime. Miami gets jurisdiction in a matter that is involving Louisiana.
Yeah, if it's not for being extradited back to Louisiana or being held there for Louisiana people to come and get him, yeah, what is that now? You know, and how I have the question, how long was it when Peter's attorney paid the man, whomever it was, how long was it, you know, after the check was written and when he was paid? You know, it's just... Yeah, it doesn't make this... A lot of these things don't make sense, but as we've always been saying, it's best to know your rights and know what the actual law is. So, Peter, dude, get your life. Stay out of these situations, man. And I mean, he probably wrote a $4,000 check. It might have been something that came out of his account probably beforehand. He didn't know, because I'm sure he's not going to go and write a $4,000 check not knowing that he doesn't have $4,000 in that particular account, because I'm sure he has more than one.
Right. And who is this dude? Who is this man? And what was the check for? Yeah,
that's the big question.
Now, I can say this, when I did used to watch Housewives of Atlanta, I did think Peter was a little shady when it came down to finances, because he would go off and do things with Cynthia's money a lot of the time, and she wouldn't know what happened. And all of a sudden it'd be millions and millions and millions of dollars gone. This woman was a supermodel. She walked the runways since 19 years old. You make millions of dollars walking the runway one time. So it made no sense to me for this lady to be absolutely broke after getting married to Peter. You know what I'm saying? So he was a little shady in that area to me, and I think that's why her mother and her sister didn't want them to actually get married. But the $4,000, I'm sure Cynthia would have gave it to her. Like, here, boo, you know.
Yeah, but
Don't do that.
she just said that they're divorced now, right?
Yeah, but they still friends.
No, I don't know if she would have gave it to him. If she has had, you know, money's missing from his ill-advised investments or clubs that he was opening up that didn't. You know, hey, I don't know, but I don't think she's just willing to break off in four G's. Not anymore, you know, not for rats.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I really have on that. It seems that little situation seems kind of shady and shysty to me too. I don't know if this man is a real being or was this something that he was set up in as well. I don't even know, because it makes no sense to me. If y'all know, please leave it in the comments your explanation of this situation, because I really don't get it.
MOB, BCM, Lady D, D-Man.
Here we go.
Come and chat with Lady D and D-Man mob. Open up your ears, get the top verbal blog with the #1.